Hey y'all. Okay, I'm recording on Labor Day. I'm not at work. This is the Sex and the City episode. Yay! I was debating on whether or not I was going to do a Sex and the City episode when I was rewatching it. And then I was like, you know what? Why not? Also, there was one specific moment with, you guessed it, Big and Carrie that made me so viscerally angry. And I was like, what do I do when something in media gets on my nerves? I talk about it on this little podcast. Ciao. Okay, let's get into it. So, Sex and the City, so fun, so iconic, so oh my dear God in heaven. It was made in such a very different time. There were episodes that I just skipped because I was like, you have me messed up. I'ma go. Samantha and her black boyfriend, I'ma go. How they were treating trans women, I'ma go. I just had to go. I had to get out of there. The vibes weren't vibing. So yeah. But the outfits were cute for the most part. The outfits were memorable. The hair ate. Carrie hair. I never liked her hair straight, and I'm really. Oh, spoilers for Sex and the City and what's the show called? And Just Like That, child. I don't like that her hair is just straight and just like that. I'm like, so did she get like a relaxer? Like her hair is not curly anymore. But whatever. Choices. Her curly hair, oh, so cute. Okay, Sex and the City. I will be talking about the women, and I have to get Big out of the way so that I can talk about the women. I like the women. I like the theory that they're part of Carrie's personality, that they're not real people, because we love a theory, you know? What made me want to record this episode was an episode of Sex and the City where Carrie had been invited to a wedding. It was like Miranda's interior decorator and her friend had gotten together. Love at first sight, got married real fast. I think it was like a week or two after they met. Sure. Carrie was invited and Big was invited. And as Carrie's getting dressed, putting on her shoes, putting on her jewelry for this wedding, Big is like walking around her apartment. And she's like, this is the first time I've been invited to a wedding where it was my name and another person's name on the invitation. Like her plus one wasn't just like a plus one. It was her name and then John's name. And he said to her, how'd they get my name? And I had to pause the TV because I got so mad so fast. I got so mad so fast because this is a point in their relationship where they've already been through the like him hiding her and him not wanting to like define their relationship. We've already been through all of that. So for you to say to me, how'd they get my name? Oh, baby, you ain't got to worry about it. You ain't got to go. I'm disinviting you. You're not going. When I tell you I would have been like, just a switch would have flipped in my mind. You don't have to go. You don't have to go. You don't have to go. Don't worry about how they got your name. They don't have it anymore. They ain't got it. I got so mad. And of course, Carrie went to the wedding with them and was pissy at the wedding. Couldn't even enjoy the wedding good. Got up there, did a little speech, started crying. Girl, my message to Carrie through this entire series is stand up. Amen. Stand up. I don't understand the Big and Carrie relationship, and I would love to like talk to the right. Like, why did we do this? Why? How did he end up being her one for like Sex and the City? He ended up being the one. You married him after he hid you, after he didn't want to claim you, after he didn't want to tell you that he loved you, after y'all broke up and were broken up for like less than a year and he married somebody else. Like, as far as like not too terrible crossing the line things that he could have done to her, he did them all except had a baby on her. Like, girl, he married somebody. Soon as y'all broke up, he said, I'm gonna get with this one. Huh? How? How did we get here? Nobody's supposed to be there, Carrie. But yeah, that's what made me be like, oh, I gotta talk about this because it would like, and it was such a small thing how they get my name, but it's just like, oh, he didn't even think about that before he said it. He was just like, why do your people know who I am and directly associate us? To me, is what it gave. Because a little bit of lore. And it's not like I'm not like a dater. Back in high school, my best friend and I were close. We still are. Pray for us. But we were so close that when this girl had a graduation party our senior year, she made sure to find us together and give us our like joint invitation and our little wristbands for this party. And she was like, I knew I was going to find y'all together, something like that. But she was just like, oh, it made more sense for me to just give y'all an invitation. And we were best friends. And that is not to downplay our friendship because friendship is important. Sex in the City. That, it seemed like that message got lost a few times. Maybe not to the writers, but definitely to Carrie. Like that message got lost a lot. Like friendships are important. They're very important. And it's very crazy that they got lost because there was an episode where I believe it was Samantha who said we can be each other's soulmates and guys are just, people that we do fun stuff with. We do like little romantic things with. But we can be each other's soulmates. And I'm like, yeah, like, but I have my own thing about like soulmates and platonic love and romantic love, familial, like all that. I have my own thoughts. But for this show, it's like, yeah, like computers may crash. Like sometimes the friendship, I don't know, they fell to the wayside. But it's like, try not to think too deeply about my like early 2000s, late 90s escapism show, because that's really how I take it. It's like this is my escapism show. It's not that deep, but it can be frustrating. Anywho, but yeah, how'd they get my name? They ain't got it. What name? Who are you? How'd you get into my home? Get out. I would have put him out. You gotta go. That was one of the craziest things that man ever said to her. How'd they get my name? That's crazy. Also, when he was moving to California and just straight up wasn't going to tell her. Like, had they broken up, sure, but they were friends at this point. He was not going to tell her that he was leaving the East Coast to go to the West Coast. And her goofy butt was still like, we got to have our big night out, girl. Again, stand up. I just don't understand. And, like, I'm glad he died. Like, I'm so glad. I'm so glad Big died. Because I just don't understand their relationship. Like, he was never as dedicated to her as she was to him. Because even in the movie, just that whole being mad at Miranda, because Miranda was like, you guys are crazy to get married. Girl, that should not have made him be like, we are crazy for getting married. So, the doubt was already there. He got an out and was like, instead of just being like, well, maybe I should sit down and talk to my fiance about these big feelings that I'm having. It's so ridiculous watching this as a 32-year-old because Big is like good and grown the entire series in the movies till he died. He is older than Carrie. But like, I can't remember. They have a nice age gap. It's not like a decade or anything, but they have like a nice age gap. Like they weren't in high school at the same time. And to watch him be so bad at communicating is so deeply frustrating for me because I'm big on communication. We need to talk. We need to work this out. What are we doing? And I do that with everyone. Like my co-teacher and I got into an argument once and then I was like, we went our separate ways because we're very similar people. So we just like left each other alone. And then I was like, can we talk? And she was very open to it. And we had a great conversation and we worked through it that same day because I don't do misunderstandings. I'm very big on explaining myself, as y'all can see. I'm very big on things being clear and everybody understanding what's going on. So to see this adult man be like, I don't know, Carrie, I just got scared. To see him be like playing games with her for years, barely even saying words. I feel like he said like 50 words the entire series. It's just very frustrating to see. And then to see Carrie just like clawing for like an inch of like validation and confirmation from this man is just like, Carrie, you're so cute and you're so pretty and you're so successful. You just need like some money management help. You have a lovely little group of friends. You have a lovely little found family. Like you have so much. And it's very girlfriends coded, which makes sense because, you know, Kelsey Grammer. Very Joan coded. I'll talk a little bit about girlfriends too, because why not? Joan frustrated me, and it felt more personal because she's black. It felt so personal and so extra frustrating to see her be like, I need a man, I need a man, I need a man. And maybe because I am like, I was raised very traditionally, but that's not the kind of life I want for myself. Like, get married, have children. I don't want that. That's I'm my own child. And I work with children. I'm so good on the kid front. I don't need children in my house for long periods of time. Like I love the kids. But yeah, like the whole get married, have kids. That's great. I don't want it. So to see Joan be a successful lawyer and be up for partner and have this lovely group of friends who are all successful in their own way and all trying to find their way in life, be like, I need a man to ride. Oh, I didn't mean that to be dirty. Sorry. I didn't mean it like that. I was just quoting a song. But for her to be like, I got everything I need in my life except a boyfriend. Like, which is frustrating because, like, girl, you have so much. But I think that's a struggle in real, like, I know from being on the internet that highly successful women have been taught and conditioned to believe that they need a man to, like, finish it off. And I don't like that because it just leads to like being dissatisfied when you could just be content with what you have, you know? And I'm not like anti man, I'm not anti relationship, I'm not anti marriage. I love love. I love when people who want to get married get married. Love that for y'all. I just don't like seeing people be so dissatisfied with what they have and they already have so much, but they just, like I said, have been taught and conditioned to feel like they need that romantic relationship. It's not even like, oh, I truly desire this thing. It's like I need to check this box. I don't like that. Like I be just want people to be happy. Like that's all. Like I just want people to be happy and like enjoy what they have. But that's whatever. Anywho, yeah, seeing Carrie be like, I need a man and it has to be big. That's what I didn't understand the most. He sucked. He was not a nice guy. He wasn't cute. Sorry, cute is subjective. Beauty is an eye beholder and all that. So for me, beholding that man, he not cute. I'm not saying that. Yeah, he wasn't even cute, girl. Like now did he have money? Absolutely. And to carry $40,000 worth of shoes, having tail, need some money? Absolutely. But she wouldn't even get no money from him. Like, girl, if you're gonna date a rich man and be that financially irresponsible, come on. Come on. Oh, because watching that and being like, my rent went up, I'm gonna have to like start budgeting a little more than I already was. and seeing her be like, I have $40,000 worth of shoes. Get the selling, sister. Sorry. That's like how I know this is an escapism show. Your best friend gave you her engagement ring to sell for money. Sell them shoes. Sell something. Cause what? Also, hearing her savings was crazy because growing up, like we've all read the article, like, oh, this isn't financially possible. This is not, like, the life that she was living was not possible, period. Certainly not possible now. But back then it wasn't even possible. So to hear it be like she had like $1,000 in savings, something like that, I said, now, hey, huh? What you doing? And this was the good old days where you could, like, save some money. Like, girl, what were you doing? I'm not saying have a scarcity mindset, but, get like a little bit of it. Like, you have to prepare. Like, you have to be prepared for anything. And that girl was like, I got shoes. So, shoes, girl. Anyway. But yeah, seeing her be just so head over heels with Big, and it's like, girl, all he's done is mess you around, play in your face, hurt your feelings so many times. He hurt her feelings so many times. He made you sad so many times. He made you cry so many times. And you just kept going back for more. Am I addicted to Big? Yes. You're also addicted to stupid, Carrie. Am I addicted to Big? Girl. Did they make a patch for this? Girl. Speaking of patches, Aiden. Ooh, Aiden. I remember Aiden. Aiden was the one that got away. Thank God for him. He got out of there. And then he went back for more. I'm like, do we see that she is his Big? Like, baby girl, why would you go back to her and then propose to her? I don't know. I try not to be unforgiving. I was raised church girl, Christian, forgive those who trespass against the forgiveness. How God gonna forgive you if you don't forgive others. Right. I will forgive, but I will also never forget what you did to me. I may forget what you did, but I won't forget that you did it. So to continue on with this man, as if he hasn't been hurting your feelings, making you look stupid in front of your friends, because that's also a part of it. You're not gonna make a fool out of me. You're not gonna have me arguing with my friends, have my friends sick of me. I ain't got that many friends. Like, you can't have me going through all that. My friends and my sister looking at me like I'm boo-boo the doggone fool because you don't know how to act and I keep letting you play with me like this. But yeah, I just wanted more for Carrie because, like I said, she's super cute, she's super pretty, her body T, like, and I'm just letting this big Herman Munster looking dude play in my face. All of Manhattan know that you've been playing in my face for years. Ain't no way. You ruined my wedding, my dream wedding, my Vogue cover wedding. And then you wanted to get married at the courthouse? Settling. I'm going to turn into one of those, like, manosphere podcasters. You settled for less because you thought that's what you deserved. Like, girl, you got married at the courthouse in your little smart suit and your Manolo. I want my big wedding and you got so much money. Do it again. Run it back. Get the church again. Invite the people back. You gonna fly them out. Money bags. Big money big money John. Because you don't get to ruin my wedding. Leave me at the altar. And let's just say in an alternate universe where I'm going to marry you after that. And then take me to the courthouse. He said, meet me at the altar in your white dress. We ain't getting no younger. We might as well do it. The way that black people have been like, hey, let's stop using this song for weddings because it's really just like, oh, we might as well get married. That should have been in Sex and the City, the movie. We ain't getting no younger. We might as well do it. is what he gave her. That's the wedding he gave that girl. See, Carrie pisses me off. I just got so mad all over again. Also, outside of the characters and the plot of that film and all that, the acting in that scene where the limos like pull up next to each other and they're blocking traffic, and she gets out and she beats him with a bouquet of lilies, and freaking Charlotte, let me back up for the mic. I want to scream. That was some of the best acting I've seen. Don't touch her. Oh, I get chills every time. I rewatch that scene on YouTube because it's just so good. What's her name? Kristen Davis acted down. It was all in her face. It was all in her voice, especially because she rooted for them so much. Like, she really wanted them to get together the whole time. She was always the biggest cheerleader of Big and Carrie, Carrie and Big. It was always Charlotte. I feel like in that moment, she would have ripped his face to shreds. Like, she would have left him bloodied. She was so enraged and hurt for her friend. She would have hurt that man. I fully believe that in my heart. Don't touch her. Oh, such a good moment. Such good acting. You've embarrassed me. Oh, I love that scene so much. It's so good. And exactly why she should not have gotten back with him. How did you end up with him? How? Someone owes me an explanation. I just don't. But we're past the point. He dead now. He dead now. Okay. Back to the show, movie, spinoff, graphic novel. Yeah, so Big, rest in hell. I'm glad you're dead. You'll never be famous to me. They can never make me like you. Boo. Boo. That's why your ashes are in the bottom of this freaking river. I would have threw that person there too. I laughed so hard when that girl, I'm like, you didn't even put his ashes into like a little baggie. It was just purse lining ashes. Excuse me? Because I rewatched that scene a few times. I'm like, girl, no. It was just ashes in your Judith Lieber Eiffel Tower bag. Carrie, be for real. Everybody needs to be for real. Like, I just dropped the whole bag in there. Like, I can't use this again. You gotta take this to the dry cleaner and be like, so, in the spirit of honesty, I have to tell you, these are human remains. These are ashes from my late husband. I don't know if you can get that out. And they'd be like, no, we don't, no. And that is yours. We will not be taking care of that. Okay, love you. Bye. Get out of here. Okay, now to the fun part of the show. The ladies. Growing up watching Sex and the City, I really loved Charlotte because I was very Charlotte coded. I still am, but only in like superficial ways. Like, I'm very trad wife coded. Like, I baked chocolate chip cookies and made a peach cobbler over the weekend for Labor Day to take to my sister's house from scratch. Everything from scratch. Sierra bakes. And I learned how to bake from scratch for a boy. It's fine. It was years ago. But I kept up with the habit, honey, and I'm good at it. And I cook. But also, I'm like, child rearing and child education. Like, I'm just very trad wife coded. I'm very motherly. Not as judgmental. There were so many times where I was like, how are y'all friends with Charlotte? How do y'all get along with her? Especially Samantha. She was constantly judging Samantha and like trying to make her feel bad about her living the way she did. And it's like, baby girl, you're not much better. Like, you're still sleeping with random men too. You're doing it with a goal in mind, but you're still doing it. Like, What makes you better than Samantha? I don't understand that. And it's like, because she's a freaking snob. Charlotte was very judgmental and just not fun, not the vibe. Her style was very cute though. I loved her ponytail era where she had this like hard ponytail clasp that stuck, like it was a rigid thing that went around the base of her ponytail so it stuck out straight. Very cute. I liked that. It was a very nice detail. I think that was in like season 3 or 4. I can't remember, but it was very cute. Miranda. Oh, okay, Miranda Shore. Steve. So, little interview with the vampire segment. I think Eric Bogosian is a certain type of man. I think he is very attractive. I like Eric Bogosian. He is cool to me, right? Steve is like very Eric Bogosian coded. Not Daniel. Well, no, not Daniel. No. Steve would hate Daniel. Oh my God, Steve would not like Daniel, and I take some comfort in knowing that. Steve, the first time him and Miranda met, the thing is, I've always had it for Steve. I was more of an Aiden girl, of course, but like now as an adult woman, Steve? Oh boy. that just that first interaction of him being like a smart aleck with her at the bar, I'm like, oh, like now again as an adult, I'm like, oh, I see how you ended up taking him home with you. Uh-huh. Completely understand it. Completely. I see you, Miranda. We see each other. Steve? Steve? And he fine now. He's on, or is he still on Chicago Fire? Because I remember watching Chicago Fire and being like, oh my God, it's Steve from Sex and the City, my bestie. And then I was like, because he's older and I like him kind of old sometimes. But Steve in like his 30s, I was like, this is, he needs some financial guidance also. Outside of that, hey, I wouldn't marry him. Definitely wouldn't have let him get me pregnant and had that baby. But he was fine. Steve was so fine. He was so sweet. He got along with all Miranda friends. He wasn't trying to hide her. He just seemed like a nice, goofy little guy. And then I like on and just like that him and Carrie, but like even in the movie before they were like, he's a cheater. I don't know where the cheating came from. I don't know how that came to be. And even in just like that, it seemed like him and Miranda could have possibly gotten back together, but he was already sleeping with different women. And I'm like, why do y'all keep doing this to Steve? Like why is this what we're doing to Steve? I don't understand that. Just like making him a bad guy? I don't understand it. But whatever. I'm talking about Steve on Sex and the City, the show. Yeah, baby, I know. Oh my God. When Miranda mama died and they went to the funeral and she's walking by herself and Carrie jumps into the processional to hold her hand and they're crying and it's very sweet. And then she looks out. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. She looks out and Steve was there. Steve and Aiden. Big wouldn't have went. Steve and Aiden. When I tell you I had to cry, I was like, oh my God, Miranda. And they were not together. Steve and Miranda were not together at that point. And he still came and was like, I support you. Also, the Aiden and Steve bromance, I love them so much. They're so cute. And the fact that in the spinoff they're still friends is just very sweet to me. And that Carrie really likes Steve. And it just seems like everybody really likes Steve. Like, Steve is just such a likable guy. And he's very like salt of the earth type of guy. And he just adore. He's just very cute. He's just very very cute. He's just a boy. He's just a boy who lived in a nightmare apartment. Oh, that apartment was so scary. Oh my god. I said New York, y'all have to do better. But yeah, I love Steve. What was I talking about? I was talking about Miranda. See, just like a woman making it about a man. I liked Miranda. She was a little rigid, but it's like somebody gotta have some sense. She was a little pessimistic, and again, it's like somebody has to have some sense when you're friends with Carrie. You cannot be overly romantic and be like just blindly supporting that girl and her goofiness with all of her relationships. But also, it was like, well, Miranda, if Carrie needs to stand up, you need to sit down. Girl, relax a little bit. Like, there were times with Steve where I was like, girl, stop. There were times where I just wanted her to be nicer in general, but that wasn't her character. And she wasn't unkind. She just was like pretty no nonsense. Which makes sense. Like, I understand that. Plenty of people are like that. Everyone can be sunshine and rainbows all the time. So it's like, I don't blame her for being like a little more firm in their friendships. Samantha. Samantha is such a complex character because so many of the problematic things that happened on that show involved her. And it's like, don't do that. She has the most sense out of all of them. So don't do that. Like her and a black boyfriend and her being weird about the black boyfriend's sister. Her and the trans women. Like that was all Miranda. And I don't do that to her. Like I'm not a weird little church girl anymore. I don't care about her sleeping with men. That's, period. Sissy, like that's your body. Just be safe. That's all I care about. Safe and consenting. Speaking of consent, I was watching New Girl the other day. I'm rewatching New Girl because I was telling my best friend about it because she had never seen it, and I was like, they're like Muppets. And she watched a few episodes and was like, they are like Muppets. I said, yeah. Like they're just so over the top ridiculous. They're very just, and not any specific Muppets, but just Muppets as like a principle. They just have the essence of Muppets. I was watching New Girl, and she was about to do something with this guy that she was dating. They were about to have sex. I don't know why I said it like that. And she just started choking him, like two hands around his throat, choking him. And I just yelled, consent. I'm like, y'all did not discuss this. Y'all did not go over, like, do you like breath play? How do you do, like, safety precautions? None of that. She just went two hands. Also, two hands, just his, like, you could see her pressing down on his windpipe with her thumbs. And I was like, Jessica Day, you could have killed him, you fool. But yeah, like, just be safe, Samantha. That's all I care about, baby girl. Have fun. Turn up, turn up. And then, like I said, Carrie. Oh, Carrie. Okay. Sweet little darling. Who played Annie, apparently, as a child. I just found out Sarah Jessica Parker played Annie on Broadway as a little girl. Yeah, like, Carrie, I love you and I want more for you. I need you to do better. The outfits ain't down. Still, I will never get over the quote, ghetto gold. Don't play with me, writers. Ghetto gold is very crazy. She had the nameplate earrings. Like, girl. But yeah, it's gonna be a shorter episode today because I have other stuff I want to do. I'm working on another project, so I'm gonna try and get that out. I need someone to hold me accountable, but I'm not gonna tell y'all what it is, so you can't hold me accountable in case I don't do it, because that's the kind of person I am. But yeah, has anything happened with me? Is there anything else about this show? The thing is, so many people talked about Sex and the City. There's not too much more I can say about it. The outfits were outfitting, the hair was hairing, and just like that. I want to love and just like that, because it's like, ooh, diversity pumps in the club. And I was like, ooh, not Nicole R.E. Parker. Cute. We love seeing her. She's so pretty. And I like that they were like, this is an older black lady, because they're all older. This is an older black woman with money. So she is dressed like an older black woman with money. Baby, I love it. The big bangles, the statement glasses, the little short haircut, um, prints, colors, textures. She is dressed like a real life older black lady with money. And I love seeing it. She doesn't, I'm like, I have seen so many black women of this ilk that look exactly like this. She looks so good. All of Nicole Ari Parker's costuming, oh, the choices are just such good choices. She just looks so real. Like on Sex and the City, it's like, were people wearing stuff like this in real life? I don't know. I was a wee lass. But Nicole Ari Parker, I say, yep, that's somebody auntie. She dressed like somebody rich auntie. I love it. Love it to death. I love how she's styled on that show. Because it's just very like, to dress like that, you either like have to be from New York or be an older black lady. There's like really no in between. And she dressed, oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. But yeah, and then the professor Nina, is it Nina? The professor is so pretty, so cute. Yeah, like I said, I want to love it. I want to love that show. Seema is gorgeous. Like I said, I was like, ooh, we love diversity, especially because they're not like side characters. Like they have things that are going on with their lives that, are important. And it's fun to see. Seema's another. I have it. I had everything I need in my life except she's been like fighting it, which I'm like, okay, that's a nice spin to see somebody be like, I don't need a man. A man would be cool or whatever, but I don't need one. Yeah, it's just some. I can't put my finger on it, but it's not a bad show at all. I like Che Diaz. Their character is fun. I can't remember the actor's real name, but I like Che Diaz, the character. They go by they them. We love that, and people just like learning. Like Aiden was like something something something. What's her some? I can't remember what he asked Carrie, and Carrie was like, "Oh, Che goes by they them," and he was just like, "Oh, okay, that's all we needed." Could you imagine her trying to explain that to Big? Come back around to hating Big. Can you imagine? Oh, also the return of Aiden. Oh, Aiden. Oh, you cutie patootie. He's very adorable. Even as an older guy, he's very adorable. And it's very lovey-dovey. Again, salt of the earth. That's why him and Steve got along so well. Also, there was a point in time during the original show where I was like, don't you have a store? When him and Carrie moved in together, and he would just be at the house when she came back, and he'd be like, hey, what you doing? What's going on? Who'd you meet? What you do? Don't you have a store? Like, didn't they go to... Isn't that how they met at, like, his store opening? Am I tripping? Or was it, like, a showcase? Because I remember he was doing a showcase where they ran into Big and Natasha, but I could have sworn they met at the opening of his store. So, like... Speaking of, when Charlotte got married, he made her a piece of wood. He made her a piece of wood. But he made a wedding gift for her and Trey. That is a good man, Savannah. Oh my God. I remember being like, because I remember seeing that as a younger lady and being like, oh, that's so nice. And now I'm like, this is materials. This is labor. He put thought into this. He was measuring things and cutting and sanding and staining for your friends. Aiden would be in Charlotte face like that. He don't know Trey. He did this for your friend because you love your friend. So he loves your friends by through you. You made him go pick your naked friend up off the floor. Girl. But you wanted to go with Big. Girl, if you don't get Big wouldn't have went and got Miranda. Sure wouldn't have. He just been like, damn, that's crazy. So like, you gonna go get her? What you gonna do? I'm done. I just spent 45 minutes being a hater of Big, not everybody else. Are there any other characters? Trey McDougal, he was cool. He had his issues. Uh, there wasn't really issues like that. He just, child. I hope he eventually got married and gave his mama little white kids because that's what she said she wanted. Um, Harry. We love Harry. I just had to stop and think, did Harry and Aiden ever meet? I need that. I need a spinoff of Harry, Aiden, and Steve doing something together. Like Aiden and Steve are already like business partners, so they need a lawyer. Hello, even though he's a divorce lawyer, still, so who cares? He's a lawyer. So they get together with Harry and they like open another bar or something. I don't freaking know. But oh my god, cute. That's so cute. Harry, Aiden, and Steve. I want to see it. Because they're all such nice guys. They're all such good men. And like, they're likable characters. Get it together. Get on the HBO. Thank you. Hulu FX's, Sierra, please. Hulu FX's, Anne Rice's, Netflix's, AMC, Sex and the City. It gets more ridiculous every time I add to it. It's very Little Brown Book, John Grisham, James Patterson. James Patterson, Sex and the City is so crazy. Okay, I'm done. Let me go. I really enjoyed this episode. I hope y'all are well. I hope everybody's okay and staying safe out here. I hope you got today off. I hope you're taking care of yourself. It's almost fall. I need it to feel like fall. I want to do like 70s fall aesthetic. We'll see, child. But yeah, I hope you're taking care of yourself, taking care of others, drinking your water, taking your pills, doing whatever you need to do. Stretch. Don't forget to stretch. Y'all, have y'all seen that shot? There's this cute little trend that's been going around for a while. The song is called "Oh Me" by Nas, and they're dancing like video vixens. And when I say that has been good for my mental state, that has been so good for my attitude to wake up and dance to that song like an early 2000s video vixen, just a little shimmy, and like it wakes me up. And another song that's good for that is Sugar Mama by Beyonce. Okay. Yeah, I gotta find some more like video vixen songs because I really love dancing like a video vixen in my bedroom when I first wake up. It's great. It really just does something for my attitude. I always love dancing. I've always loved the video vixens. It's just great for me. Try it out. It's very fun. It feels silly at first, and then it's just like, wow, guess I'm woke now, but in like a good way. Okay, I'm gone. Y'all take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for listening. Bye.